Welcome everyone. I'm Glenn Downing with CameronDowning, registered investment advisory firm in Florida. Today's topic in our continuing video series is 401k accounts. What are they? How do they work? How do they work for you? This is an enormous topic. I'm going to just give you a very, very high level overview first. Retirement plans are governed under ERISA legislation, Employee Retirement Income Security Act. Very, very strict non-discrimination rules, who can participate, what your employer can do, what your employer can't do, this type of thing. But under ERISA rules, if you are a participant in a 401k plan, you can defer up to $18,000 per year of your salary into your 401k account. Now, how does this work? There is one account. Money can go into it from two sources, either from your deferrals of your paycheck, money that you could have taken in cash, you choose to defer instead into this account, and your employer can also make contributions. The employer's contributions can be discretionary. The only IRS rule is that they be substantial and recurring, or the employer can offer you a match. Say the employer will match you 50 cents on the dollar of whatever you contribute up to 6% of your salary. That's a pretty typical formula. We've seen some out there more generous and some not quite as generous. But generally, a 401k is going to be driven by your deferrals. Now, what's the benefit to you? Number one, it's automatic savings. It happens every pay cycle without you even thinking about it. You don't need to write a check. You're not making a conscious decision that I'm going to save this money rather than spending it on something that gives me more immediate gratification. The other big factor for you is tax savings. As you defer money into the 401k, you are not taxed on it. For federal tax, income tax purposes, you do pay payroll taxes, that is FICA, but not federal income tax. So that can be a terrific savings. What happens to the account then over years is that it is going to grow, again, without federal taxation. So you're going to have the compounding, the earning upon earnings over years, and the effect can be enormous. So if you do it like you mean to do it with a good, serious deferral, your employer throws in some money too, you can end up with hundreds of thousands of dollars in a retirement account, or well into seven figures even, if you're very disciplined about it. Now, what happens to the taxes at the other end? Well, when you retire and you take money out of this account, it will be taxed at ordinary income rates. There's your trade-off. You're trading off tax deferral and tax deductibility now for what will probably be higher ordinary income tax rates in the future. That's another topic, and we'll cover that a little later. Now, there's another option that your employer may offer you, and that is the Roth 401k option. It's going to work the same way, except that in the Roth, you are not taking a deduction for the money going in. You still pay the payroll tax. And when the money comes out at the other end, it does not come out taxable. That's really, really something to consider, because if you can have an account worth, approximating seven figures or into seven figures in your retirement years without any taxation, that's huge. Really something to consider and to get some professional advice on. Now, how do you invest the money once it's there? Your employer will have a plan sponsor, and that plan sponsor will give you a universe of investment choices. You'll have pretty much everything in there. You're going to have conservative allocations, you will have government bonds, you will have corporate bonds, you'll have U.S. common stocks, you'll have international common stocks, you might have international bonds, you might have emerging markets, another kind of international investment. And then you may have a target date fund, which is sort of a default that people choose when they don't know what they're doing. A target date fund meaning target the date of my retirement, and that account will start out aggressively invested and become more conservative as the years go by. So the investment allocation in there is very, very an important consideration for you of how you feel about investing, what kind of volatility you can take in the markets. If you are launching your career in the early times of your career, we generally tell you you've got a very long time horizon. Let the money work for you and go aggressive. The markets will always have their ups and downs. That will work for you, actually. When you have down months or down years in the market, you're going to be buying in every month at lower prices. When it recovers, those dollars are the ones that are going to work for you hardest. Now, the main takeaway here is invest, defer up to the employer match. If the employer will match you anything up to, say, 6% of your salary, then you need to defer 6% of your salary. Otherwise, you're just leaving money on the table that you could have had in your account. This is the very beginning place to start your long-term retirement savings. Now, there are many other types of plans out there. Your employer might have a straight-up profit-sharing plan in which you don't have an opportunity to defer, but money goes into the account. There are other kinds out there. They're called money purchase. There's target benefits. There's defined benefits. We'll save all these for other topics. It's an enormous and complicated scenario, all of the ERISA laws and the different kinds of plans that are out there. The point is, participate, get started, take your employer's match, don't leave money on the table, and let the time value of money work for you. This has been Glenn Downing speaking with Cameron Downing in Coral Gables, Florida. Please follow us on LinkedIn, on Facebook, and on Twitter. And as always, we're glad to hear from you, and we're glad to take your questions. Take care and have a great day.